What you heard? Yeah. What you heard? Huh? What you heard? You can't hear a motherfucking thing.
Hey yo, what's up, people? It's your boy Tizzle from Pie Talk by Tizzle, man. This is a very special episode for me, man. This is my lovely, beautiful auntie Sonya. Thank you for joining us here today, and let the people know where to reach you and how to contact you.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm Sonya Lynn Coleman, and my company is called Design and Lifestyle by Coleman, by Sonya, excuse me. It's a custom window covering company. We do everything from shutters, shades, roller shades, motorization. My address is 2475 West Cheyenne, suite number 190. I'm right at the corner of Simmons and Cheyenne. Monday through Friday, closed on Saturday and Sunday.
Absolutely, man.
All right.
Beautiful introduction, man.
Thank you.
Where did the idea come from to do blinds? That seems like a little, out there.
Yeah, it is. But I'm going to tell you something. I've always been a creative person, first of all, but a lot of homeowners, that's the last thing they think about is window coverings.
Yeah.
And you can't walk around your house, with a fishbowl, like it's a fishbowl. So I always have thought, why don't I get into window coverings? It's a great business. Not a lot of people are doing it. And those that are doing it, they don't do it well. So I really took the time to really learn and educate myself and really just, know what it's about and know how to sell it.
And this is also the only black-owned one, right?
Yes, it is. Only black-owned, female-owned in Las Vegas. So I'm very, very proud of that.
Man, for sure. Definitely respect that. And you already had a background of decorating.
Yes, I have a Bachelor of Applied Arts in creative arts. So I love working with my hands. I've always had that kind of spirit in me, to use my hands and be creative. Ever since I was a little girl, I loved doing it. So I felt like this was only natural,
Absolutely.
I worked for people and just finally decided to do my own thing.
For sure. So what was it like when how long have the business been going on?
Well, the funny thing is I worked for, like I said, I worked for a few people, and then I finally decided to work from home. So I worked from home, and then I grew out of my house.
Yeah.
So I would say that I've been really on my own, technically, legally, for about 4 or 5 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. How did you grow out of your home? How was it when you was working from home? Because that's the grinding spot.
That is the grinding spot. You know what? I love it, and I'm glad that's where I started. But working at home is hard because you have your dog, you have your grandkids, you got the refrigerator downstairs and the TV.
Yeah.
So you have to be focused. I have my own home office, and I just set it up just like I was in an office, just like we are today. I have my computer, fax machine, everything you could ever want, and I would close my door and close everybody out. And I just made a promise to myself that I was going to make it work.
For sure.
And, I did advertising and a lot of word of mouth. I just got so busy till everybody was like, well, can we come to your showroom? I didn't have a showroom, so that just kind of pushed me to have to go get an office.
For sure. And also, man, to reiterate, let them know the story that you was telling me about. You had your dream, you had your goals written down.
I did.
Write down your goals, man.
For sure.
Hey, vision boards are necessary.
You know what? And
underrated.
they work. You look at them every day, and what I did was I had a piece of paper, and I knew what I wanted to do. And you get to a point where you get tired of working for other people, or you just, you're just like, one day I'm gonna do this, one day I'm gonna do that. Write it down. I wrote down on a piece of paper my company, what it was gonna be. I even drew up a floor plan. So I had the floor plan, and I took it and I folded it up and I put it in my wallet. And it was in my wallet. It has been in my wallet for years. I'm not kidding you. And I would open it up and look at it, and I'm like, one day this is gonna be mine.
Yeah.
But you know what? You have to take the steps to do it.
Was that kind of discouraging sometimes if you felt like, years go by and I'm looking at this piece of paper and I'm like, dang, I thought I would have been here.
You know what? It was discouraging, but what really made me want to go do it is when I worked for somebody else that was doing it, and I said, I could do this better than you can. I didn't tell them that, but I was thinking that.
Yeah.
And I had that piece of paper in my wallet, and then I would take it out and look at it again. So, different things come up. You have your roadblocks in life and stuff like that, and I just said, you know what, Sonya, let's do it. Yeah. Let's do it. You can do it.
And then you said the day that you end up throwing it away, you got the call about the spot.
The last day that I opened it up and I had made up my mind, I said, when I get better, I had been a little sick. I said, once I get through this, it's on. And I approached someone about a space, and everything just kind of fell into place.
Okay.
But it was something that I just had been planning over and over. And that one day that I opened that paper for the last time, and I got a phone call that said, you know, if you want it, this is how much we're going to charge you. That was the day I threw that paper away.
That's dope, man. That's dope. It's beautiful to see, man. So in the city, you was born and raised in Vegas, right?
Yes, born and raised.
It's not too many of us.
You know what? We are special people.
Absolutely.
I love it here. You know, I've lived other places and traveled. I wouldn't be anywhere else but Las Vegas.
Yeah. When I always speak about my family, whenever anybody asks me like, "What's my auntie Sonya like?" I always be like, vibrant. You was always the one kind of like, I don't want to say kid friendly, but you was. I felt like, you know, if I was going through something or something, I would be more comfortable talking to you than a lot of other people.
Yeah.
Because the rest of us are kind of more serious, you know, about certain things. You was always the life of the party, smiling, having fun.
You know what? Life is so short. I knew that at a young age, you know, growing up, and the way my parents were, they were always like, you know, you got to go do it. You got to go make things happen. And it was just something about watching how they were raised and what they had to go through that made me say, that's not going to be my life. Not that it was a bad life, but I wanted it to come out different. And that's how I am about a lot of things. If I see things that I don't like, I'm like, that's not going to be me. You know, and that's how I you know, do my thing.
Certain things fit certain people. And speaking of your parents, shout out to my grandma, my beautiful grandma.
Hey, Mom.
And shout out to, rest in peace to Luther, you know, definitely a king, man, for sure, for sure. So when you first started this, right, what was the first person that, when we first decided to do blinds, who was the first person that you felt made you feel confident enough to do it besides yourself? Like, who told you, like, girl, you should do that? Or
you know what? I was lucky enough to get a job at a company called Adams Brothers Interiors. And, you know, the whole department was ran by women. And there was a woman there named Mary, who I just saw recently, who took me under her wing. She really liked me, but the crazy thing is I was late for the interview. And she almost didn't see me. And I guess I just had that, please see me, you know. And it was a mistake. I took a left when I should have took a right. And, you know, I went in there and I just said, you know, I'm not leaving until you talk to me.
Straight up.
And that to me is history. She, you know, took a liking to me. She saw that I really, really wanted to learn and I was eager. And she was the account executive. And I was like, I'm going to be an account executive. You know, and she says, kiddo, you can. And she would always call me kiddo, you know, and she would take me out with her, show me different things, show me how to measure, show me why we should choose this over that. And she saw that I picked it up really fast. And she saw that I wasn't really playing. You know, I was serious about it. I wanted to be an account exec. And she, you know, she just really showed me how things were supposed to be done the right way. And that's kind of how I got my start. That's how I got my start. I worked for her for 4 years, and then from that, when the owner split and opened a new showroom, he took me with him.
Oh, that's dope.
Because he saw what I had learned, and I opened this new showroom. But here I am again. I'm opening showrooms for everybody else. But what about me?
What about me? Absolutely.
Yeah. What about me?
Do you feel like traveling kind of opened up your eyes to a lot of things as well?
You know, fortunate for me, yes. I was able to go to London, Mexico, Canada, all for work. I didn't have to pay for any of those tickets. But when I got there, I got to see how other people did things. You know, Mexico, they're so inventive and so like, you know, invention is the mother, necessity is the mother of invention.
Absolutely.
So they didn't have ladders, you know, to go up 20 feet. They would make their own ladders out of, you know, sticks and branches and things. It just blew me. I go, look at these people. It blew me away. When I went to London, I was there 2 weeks by myself. I went the first week by myself because I had never been, and I just asked, you know, I said, can I go by myself? I just want to tour the city. I went by myself. Never been before.
That's crazy. I'm trying to go to London in like August. Man. Yeah, I'm trying to go.
It's, you know, they speak English.
Oh, yeah?
So that's the best part.
That'd be cool,
I think that's why I felt so good about it, because I wasn't trying to decipher anybody's language or anything like that. And it just takes you away. I mean, once you go, you're gonna be hooked.
What was Canada like?
Canada was cool. Canada's very strict.
Yeah.
They are, you would think, being that they're like kind of just really just right across the border from Michigan or wherever you cross over at, you got to have it together. You can't, you know, be looking crazy or acting crazy. It was nice. It was good because they do speak English as well. But They're very strict. It was cool, but I don't have to go back to Canada.
I feel you, man.
I don't have to.
I feel you. Did you feel like you was gonna live in Vegas? Because I think at one point I heard you was about to be in California for a while or something like that.
I really wanted to live in Cali for a while because that was my vibe. You know, I was young and crazy, and I loved the ocean and the beach and that lifestyle.
Yeah.
But honestly, after a while, after traveling and working for different people and stuff, I was ready to come home. I miss my family.
Absolutely.
I miss my family.
Your family, how many kids go? Well, I don't know how many kids you got, but let them know how many kids you got.
Oh my God, I have 3 kids. I have 2 boys and 1 girl. My oldest son is 32, and I'm a grandma now, so I have a 3-year-old grandson and then an 8-month-old grandson, and then my son Jordan is 29. My daughter Tavia is 25? Yes, ma'am. All right. I got it right.
You nailed it. Sure. Most people blow that every time, for sure, for
I have to
sure.
think about it. I'm like, okay, yeah.
Shout out to Tavis and Jordan and
Yes.
Tavia as well, man. You have great kids, like great
Thank
personalities,
you.
you know what
Thank
I
you.
mean? They smart but not uppity.
No.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely not.
And
Don't do that.
they can mix, you know,
Yes.
but that's how you are.
Yeah.
Like, I always tell people, like, when I was getting into my trouble and stuff, man, I used to come in that house, and you and Grandma was the only, well, I ain't gonna say the only, but those are 2 people I knew for sure. Your eyes was like, wasn't full of judgment or anything,
No.
you know what I'm saying? Well, really, all my family pretty much cool. They already kind of like just accepted you for whoever
we
you
know
are.
you was going through growing pains.
We all
all
do.
been there.
Absolutely,
we all
man.
been there.
I'm glad we up out of that, man.
Me too.
So, what's the next step for you? What do you feel is your next step after this?
Honestly, after this, I've been really busy. I've been referred by several people. I had Shaquille O'Neal walk into one place and was able to meet him and connect with him. I do a lot of big estate homes and things like that. And what honestly I would like to do is once I really get this location up and running, I would love to have another location.
Absolutely.
One maybe across town, maybe one in Henderson, you know, or something like that. And then I would also, you know, like to take my work, you know, to different cities.
Straight up.
I don't want to have to stay in Vegas all the time because I love travel. I got the travel bug. So, you know, I'll go wherever I'm needed to work. Yeah.
If I was trying to get some blinds, right,
Mhm.
what would be the process?
So what we do is I always do free and home estimates because you just never know what a person wants. And I usually talk to my clients before, you know, say, hey, you know what, I need some room darkening shades. Do you want motorized? No, I don't want to do motorized. Okay, do you have any kids? You might say, yeah, I do. So I would suggest that you get maybe a room darkening roller shade that doesn't have any chains or cords because child safety laws are so very strict. You have to be careful because there's been a lot of kids and pets, believe it or not, that have lost their lives. So I'm a real big advocate on child safety and cordless products. You don't have to get a cord if you don't want to.
Yeah.
But if you do decide that you get a cord, I make you sign off.
Sign away.
I'm not going to be responsible for anything. That's why I push cordless stuff so much.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And earlier you was telling me, like, for the remote ones, you said you recommend those if, like, if it's a tall building or tall window or something.
If you, I did the tower at the airport, the newest tower, and I did motorized shades for them. Because the windows were so high and everything was closed off. If you have a really big window, if you have something that you can't reach, definitely want to do motorized.
That's a milestone at the airport.
I did. I
Like,
sure did.
that got to be amazing.
It's
Going to
huge.
the airport knowing that I did it.
To walk in there and for them, first of all, you know, the guy was like, oh, we need you to come out. You know, it's a government job and I just need you to talk to a couple people. I get in there, Vontae. Huge room, bigger than my whole space, huge conference table, and all eyes were on me. That was, you know, I said, it's showtime. I was nervous, but I was like, girl, you better get this $28,000 contract or whatever it was at the time. And so I just went in and I just started talking. And I talked and talked, and then, you know, it just started to flow naturally. And they were like, they clapped when it was all said and done, and then I got the job.
Nice.
It was scary, though.
Anybody can tell from being with you that your enthusiasm, your energy, you can tell that you love what you do.
I do. I love so much what I do. I love it because not a lot of people do it. I love it because it is such a necessary part of your home, your apartment, your condo. It is so necessary. Window coverings is the last thing that people think about, but the most needed thing that they need. Yeah. So I always get a phone call, you know. I like to get the phone call first a lot of times, but if I don't, I get in there and I work my magic.
For sure.
Yeah.
And before, what was you doing as far as decorating?
Oh gosh.
Besides the derms.
I do. I've done a lot of homes. I've gotten referrals again. And I say referral a lot because I feel like, to me, that's one of my biggest accomplishments. It just shows that I've done a really good job. That people want to refer me. They're like, I trust her.
Yeah.
And trust is so hard to come by. So I do houses. I go in. If you want a full remodel, I can do that. I'm certified. If you just want to do, like, say, your bedroom and your living room or whatever, redo a basement, I can do that. I love doing whole houses. It's challenging because you deal with a lot of personalities, different personalities. And people are always, they tell you one thing, but when you start doing it, oh, that's not what I was talking about. So you have to get in their head and you have to be like, okay, well, so are you going to entertain a lot? This room is a big space. Are you going to have parties here? Is this going to be a kid's room? So you have to really be a psychiatrist and get in their head and pick stuff out. And once you start doing that, they're like, I get a text late at night, 11 o'clock. Sonya, you know what? I really like this and I saw this. I just want to get people involved in their home. But it's funny though. It's funny, because they'll say one thing and then, well, that's not what I was talking about. I was talking about something else. I just laugh. I just go, okay.
Well, what's the different, what's the names for blinds? What would be the name, like that one right there?
So this right here, this is it's a plantation shutter. Okay. And a lot of plantations, believe it or not, have this. That's where it comes from.
It's all white too. So
it is all white, comes in different colors. This is a really cool feature because this is the only window covering that can add value to your home.
Oh.
The only one, and I'll tell you why. Shutters are built like furniture, and they're attached to your windows and your walls. Nobody ever takes a shutter. They may take a mini blind or whatever, but they never take a shutter because when you do, it will rip your whole wall out.
Oh, okay.
Because it is
it's in there.
It's in there. It ain't coming down.
Yeah.
You're gonna need a chisel and a hammer and everything. So this is a plantation shutter, a composite plantation shutter, my number one seller.
Okay.
My number one seller, and I love it. I love it. Everybody wants to sell a shutter. They're pricey, but everybody wants it.
Okay.
So I'll sell it.
And what about most of them we see are white,
Yes.
Do they come in different colors or something?
You can do pretty much any color. I chose white because it's, and I do offer white because it works well with a lot of different tones that you may have in your house, different paint, different flooring. But you can do, grays, you can do wood tones, you can do navy, you can do custom. If you have for some ladies, I have this color polish, can you have it? I sure can.
Sure.
I can have it custom made. It costs, but we can do it.
For sure.
And custom is the key.
Yeah, custom.
Custom is the key.
Yeah, people, you want to be comfortable in your home.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
For sure. So do you feel like in your house, I can imagine you got all kind of stuff going on.
Oh my God. I have tried them all, and I have to try it all so I can sell it. I can't tell you about something and not know how it works. Like a chef can't not taste his meal. You have to taste your food in order to sell it, to know that it's really good. So yes, I have a lot of different products. I have draperies, I have silhouettes, I have honeycomb shades, I have faux woods, and I have different things before that. So I get them so that people can see that, she really does know what she's talking about. Because what I'm telling you is the truth, is experience. I've been through it. I know how long it held up. I know how long that battery lasted. It only lasted 7 years, That's why I won't get it anymore or whatever. So when I'm telling you and I'm out to your house, I'm educating you, I'm letting you know this is the lifetime of that battery, or this is the lifetime of that shader. If you just want to move in really quickly and get coverings in your house, this is what you want. I'm not the kind of person that just goes and just sells you anything. Yeah. I listen to what you want. I look at your house, take a survey of what you got going on, and then I go from there.
Yeah. And you recommend what's best.
The best thing for you. Yeah.
Like grandma, she always, I don't want to say a hoarder, but she always has a lot of things.
She has a lot of stuff.
A lot of stuff.
Yes, she does.
So how was it like that growing up with her? With her having so much stuff? You're so organized, and then.
Yes, and I always have been.
Yeah.
But growing up, she was not like that. Are you kidding me? Saturday morning, Soul Train, we had music on, we would get up and eat. Nobody slept in on Saturday, and we would do housework. And I'm being the oldest girl, because I am the oldest girl. I had to dust, and you're going to laugh. The funny thing is I didn't want to clean it, because I'm so organized. I wanted it to be clean.
So you liked it.
So I wanted it to be clean, and we had a beautiful home, and
They don't make women like that no more. They ain't into, you got to boy. Women ain't cleaning like that no more, man. For real.
But I like cleaning, and I like to make sure that our house, and we had a wall full of glass, you know, and so I would make sure that glass was spotless and make sure that the floor was vacuumed. You know how you have the lines in the rug when you vacuum? We had that. You know what I'm saying? Me and my mom, when I was growing up, we had such a great relationship, and she's a lot of my inspiration. She's such a sweetie, but she's tough too.
Yes.
I hated.
She just got on me about my tattoo.
Did she, bro?
On my way here. Oh my grandma had this tattoo for 6 years.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
she gave you a hard time.
Hard time.
Sorry.
She don't play about none of that. Grandma don't play.
She don't.
And then, so you have it's you, Sonya, Gary,
Me, and so it's.
I mean Sandra.
That's okay. It's Bo, then me, then Gary, then Sandra. So it's boy, girl, boy, girl.
Yeah, that's great.
And I'm the oldest girl. I took care of everybody. I had to learn how to cook, how to clean. I did homework. I checked homework. Vontae, I even wrote notes when they was sick.
Oh man.
I had my mom's signature down to a T. She would say, "Tell Sonya to write you a note," and I would go in there, get a piece of paper, and write a note and sign it.
You and my dad have similar personalities. Like as far as outgoing. Like when we go places, y'all gonna be the ones on the dance floor.
Always.
Sandra's not gonna come.
Absolutely
and,
not.
Gary,
gonna be in the cut.
He gonna be in the cut somewhere.
If he even there.
If he even there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He'll be there for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And that's why I think I always like felt your energy because it reminded me of my dad. My dad like that. Like if it's Christmas, he's gonna have a Christmas tree shirt on.
He sure is.
We're all day. He gonna dress up for every day.
St. Patrick's, he gonna have a 4-leaf clover.
Yeah.
Kiss me, I'm Irish. Whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
That's how he ended up. We were the two first kids, and it was just him and I for a few years, and we were little. We used to sleep in the same bed.
Yeah.
You know, and I helped him with his homework like I helped everybody else. Love school. So I can't help it. Call me a nerd, I don't care. But we've always been really close, and I always say about him, he's my dance partner for life.
Oh, for sure.
Because growing up, you know how they would have parties and stuff, and they would be like, we'd be in the bed, and they'd wake us up just like on TV to come down and show them the new moves.
Yes.
So we would come down, I'd have my little nightgown, and I'd show them the little move or whatever it was. They would give us a 50-cent piece or a couple quarters, and we would go, now y'all kids go back to bed. And I'm thinking, I don't want to go to bed now. You can hear the music, you know, and you know, my parents do some good parties.
Man, you could tell that y'all had a good childhood. Even right now at my grandma's house, they got slot machines and video games. A Pac-Man video game right now. Zariah, my daughter, loves that slot machine. She go pull a thing every single time.
We definitely came from a house where there was a lot of music, like a lot of, I don't know, you're not familiar with album parties because you're way too young.
Yeah.
But when an album came out, they'd have what's called an album party. They would have their friends over. Back then, people, you know, you smoking cigarettes in the house, you have your cocktail, and they play the newest album.
Yeah. Grandma got her albums out right now.
Yeah, I have albums too. I got a record player for Christmas, so I love it. That's, you know, I think that's what I have. Original Superfly.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah,
man.
original Superfly.
I was just seeing them dudes trying to manipulate my grandma out them records.
Yeah.
My dad. I think my dad them trying to get the records. I'm like, what they gonna do with it?
You know what? I was the first one to go over there, so I got first pick. I went through all the one-on-one, got them to my house, and got them set up. So when I get ready to show my grandson and blow his mind, because I remember the first time my daughter heard music from a record, she had no idea. She'd never seen it because they had CDs, and she was with her grandma, and you know, her grandma was like, "You're right, you've never seen this before." She goes, "You know, it's magic." Opened her. She had an old school stereo. Pulled the lid up, turned it on, put the record on, and put the needle, and the music came out. Blew her mind.
Yeah, man, that's a whole different world.
Totally different world, you know. So yeah.
That's dope, man. Y'all, you get to live every generation over there.
Yes.
They have all the newest stuff to the oldest stuff.
To the oldest stuff. And I love it, and that's, you know, I think that's why I'm so close. Like, we were close with you guys. Like, I'm close with my kids, too, because I want them to see the best of everything. I want them to see the old and the new and to see where that new stuff came from. You know, there has to be a start. Just like to see the generational growth. And that's why I always, you know what, inform them about things, educate them about stuff. When they ask me a question, I answer the question.
Straight up.
You know, I think that's how you learn.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Man. Well, we're gonna wrap this thing up. I got this segment called Game for Lames, right?
Uh-oh.
Let the people know some game or knowledge that you can acquire in life that you feel to help you dodge some bullcrap.
Okay.
Breeze always tell me everything that glitter ain't gold. And that just stuck with me my whole life. So let the people know some life.
My tagline, if I had a tagline, it would be a blessing isn't a blessing until you pass it on.
Yes.
You cannot be blessed until you took what you learned and what God's put in you and shared it with somebody else, like we're sharing it right now, that knowledge. Sure. And I feel that is so important. So when people ask me how you get started or, wow, look at you, look at how far you come, I do not hesitate to let them know.
That's good.
Because there's so much out there for everybody. It just makes me feel like I did my part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And nowadays, a lot of people want to be the only one to do something.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
And I can't do that. There's enough out there for everyone, and I feel like that's why we're here to just help everybody grow as adults, as entrepreneurs, business people. It's a legacy. We're trying to leave a legacy, and that's what I'm trying to do for my kids and my grandchildren, to leave a legacy for them.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
man. Your grandson, Tavis, man, that boy, he gonna have to come with his uncle, man. He got the blue eyes.
He's something else.
He gonna throw with me a couple times, man.
And they just cut his hair.
What?
They just cut his hair.
All
of that beautiful hair that was down his back.
I remember they did that to me.
It's gone. But he was so traumatized, Monte, because he had never had a true haircut. Yeah. And so they took his whole ponytail off. So now he really looks like a little boy.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so they cut all his hair.
For sure, man. Well, thank you. It was a pleasure.
Thank you.
And continue to be great.
Thank you.
And we up out of here.
All right.
Probably talk about Tizzle.
Thank you.
Go hard for this. How the fuck you winning if you lost to this? Niggas think they own, so they get off in this. It's easy to get crossed in this. On TOP, we gon' get far from this. Step up in they town and burn it down like I'm a horse.